Hey guys, it's Jack Bennett here from iCanPlayDrums.com, and I've got a question for you. What type of drumming excites you? And the reason that I ask that is because in addition to showing you how to play your first basic beat, boom, cha, boom, cha, in today's lesson, I actually want to show you that all of the other things that I just played in that introduction video and hundreds of other beats or hundreds of other styles are actually just grown out of this very first basic beat. So it's really important that we learn how to play this first, especially this, this lesson is for all you beginners. You've never played before, you don't know what a beat is, you don't know what a fill is, you probably never picked up your sticks and whatever. This is where you need to start, and we're going to show you how all those other beats are just like additions to this basic beat. All right, so let's check it out. We're going to learn how to play this. Okay, from there, it won't be too long until you start adding in extra notes, maybe extra bass drums. Okay, maybe you play it faster. Okay, once we can play this, we're well on our way to learning other much cooler stuff, much more exciting stuff, but if we don't learn this, we're never going to be able to play it because we won't understand the counting of it, we won't know how to phrase it, reorchestrate it around the kit, and all those sorts of things that we get into much later down the track. Now the first thing that we need to know are the names of the three things that we're going to hit in this first basic lesson. The one played with the right foot is the bass drum. It's called the bass drum because it's nice and deep. The one in front of us is called the snare drum. Okay, it's called a snare drum because if you flip it up and you have a look at the bottom, it's got a band of snare wires pressed against the bottom skin, which gives it that crack and that snare sound. Okay, over here on the left we have the hi-hat. And they can be played closed, open, with the foot. Lots of different things you can do with the hi-hat. So before we can learn the beat, we have to understand how to count the rhythms that we're going to play, okay? We can't really do anything if we don't know how to count. So we're going to use what's called a time signature, and a time signature governs all of the rhythms in any of the bars that we play, okay? It's got nothing to do with the pitches, it's got nothing to do with all the different drums, it's just to do with how many beats and their equivalent rests are allowed in every bar before you must start a new bar. Okay, then we're playing in the most basic time signature, which is 4/4. Sometimes you'll see it written as C, which just means common time, because it's the most common time signature there is. So what does 4/4 mean? It means there are 4 beats in every bar. That's what the top 4 means. The bottom 4 says they are quarter note beats. 4 quarter note beats in every bar before we must start a new bar. Okay, and we just count it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Nice and simple, right? Okay, so what we're doing is we are playing the bass drum on beats 1 and 3. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And that's it. All right? Nice and simple. The snare drum with the left hand is playing on beats 2 and 4. So in other words, the 2 remaining beats that the bass drum is not playing on. Make sure you start with the bass drum. A lot of people sort of get confused because they're comfortable playing their sticks and they start with the snare. No, the snare comes in on the second, every second beat, beat 2 and 4. And that sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And when you put them together, you get this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now to get the full beat, we've got to play eighth notes on the hi-hat, okay? So eighth notes get their name from the fact that there are 8 eighth notes in every bar of 4/4 time, just like quarter notes get their name from the fact that there are 4 quarter notes in every bar. So it stands to reason that these notes are going to be played exactly and only twice as fast as the quarter notes. They're not a little bit faster or a lot faster, they are exactly and only twice as fast, okay? So the way we count them is, we still have the numbered beats, beats 1, 2, 3, and 4, but then in between each, we have an evenly spaced eighth note, and that is counted as an AND note. So it's now, instead of just 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And then when you put them together, you get this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay? So you can play this a lot of different ways. You can play it at different tempos. It's the same thing if we play it slow. And if we play it fast, it's the same thing. Okay, there's no difference as far as what's written out and the counting of it. It doesn't matter what tempo you play it at. You can play it really fast, really slow, and every range in between, it's the same thing. Okay, now the reason why I asked you that question, what kind of drumming, what style of drumming, what type of drumming excites you, is that all of the things I played at the start actually had the bass drum on beat 1 and the snare on 2 and 4. You might not have noticed it because you weren't necessarily counting, and it all sort of goes by pretty quickly in the beginning intro video, I know, so you didn't necessarily see that happen. And there's a lot of surrounding notes as well. But I want to make the point, and this is the whole point of the video, is that all of that more advanced stuff still has this basic counting in it, okay? And I deliberately played rhythms and beats that had 1 and 3 on the bass drum and 2 and 4 on the snare. Obviously, not everything is going to be like that, but a lot of it is, okay? Nearly every song you hear on the radio has that backbeat on 2 and 4 at least, and quite often it's a bass drum on 1 and 3, if not the bass drum on all 4, okay? So if I play that rock beat at this beginning when I was riding on that crash, when I was going, that's got bass drum on 1 and 3 and snare on 2 and 4. What about this halftime funk groove? What if we take that and make it a funk shuffle? Okay, it's still got 1 and 3 on the bass, snare and 2 and 4. You can see with the notation, right? I've highlighted those notes so you can see that, yeah, there's all these surrounding faster subdivisions and all this crazy stuff going on, but it's still got that meat and potatoes, boom, cha, underneath. So the point that I'm trying to make is, you have to learn this one first. We can't learn any of that more advanced stuff until we understand how to count and how to play the basic thing first. Okay, so that's a beginning lesson for anyone who's never played the drums before, or you don't know how to count, or you're wondering what to learn first. That's what you learn first, okay? Now, if you would like more lessons, go to iCanPlayDrums.com and sign up for free lessons. There's 250 plus free lessons. We add new lessons every week. They are all taken from the paid products, which are digital download courses, but you are never, ever, ever under any obligation to buy anything. We've been doing it for over a decade now, and there are plenty of people around the world that will attest to that. So go to iCanPlayDrums.com, click on the free lessons link, and sign up for 250 free lessons, and I'll see you in the members section. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson.